No, water is wonderful. Water is fabulous. You should drink water all day long, nonstop, constantly.
No, I'd rather punish my kidneys.
Oh
What have
yeah,
they
that's
done
that.
for me lately?
Yeah, that's always a wise choice. That's always a wise choice. Yeah, they only like filter out your blood and make sure you survive and
Yeah, fuck
live
them.
and yeah, fuck those guys. We don't need those guys anyway.
We don't
They're
need
they're fucking
kidneys.
useless. No,
Kidneys are
they're
for
over.
pussies.
That's right. Kidneys are overrated. You can live with just one, right? So kidneys
Yeah.
are overrated. Don't be a bitch.
Look, I have to go over and kill one, and then the other one will shape up and do more work.
There you go. You're just toughening them up. That's you're training
Yeah.
yours for like for like a marathon or triathlon or something. Yeah. There you go.
Look, I'm doing the
That's a
trial
wise
by
choice.
fire.
Yeah, it would definitely be a trial by fire. It also might be a trial by ending up in the hospital too. But
Well,
these
you
things
know.
do happen. So. What's a little trip between the hospital and your kidneys? I mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
Look, if they take me to the hospital, that means my kidneys were pussies, and I need to get
There,
new ones.
there you go. That's the way to look at it.
Yeah.
God forbid, you leave the good kidneys for like the dying children that it's not their fault that their kidneys are failing. No, Sunker instead is just like, screw those dying kids. I'm just going to abuse the living crap out of myself so I can jump on the list and steal kidneys from dying children because I just decided to be stupid with mine and destroy mine. That only
Yeah,
makes sense.
well, fucking who needs it more, Billy or me? I do podcasts.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, when you put it like that, I guess it kind of makes a little bit more sense that way.
For all of you who are listening, this is all very tongue in cheek, you fucks. It's tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
It's not real.
It's okay. Nobody's listening right now except for the fools that catch us on the replay and don't realize that the actual review doesn't start until like 5 minutes in. But fortunately enough,
Or an hour
they'll
in.
figure that out. Yeah, or some. Well, yeah, the actual review doesn't start until like an hour in sometimes. Yeah, that's true too. No, that really blew me away. The one last week got 420 views. I was like,
Hey.
"Ooh, nice, yeah."
Well, we're
Spark one
impressing
up.
someone, or I
I
scared
mean,
away the rest of them, and it'll go right back down.
we'll find out this week. I know it probably definitely helped that we didn't get like really. Well, I mean, we don't really get copyright claimed on any of the Disney stuff. They're pretty easy peasy. The only thing we got hit for on the Deadpool thing even was the Wolverine intro. But yeah, if we don't get copyright claim, they seem to do pretty well for some
I
reason.
wish I liked Deadpool and Wolverine more. It just
More okay, I was about to say you were just kind of a little three sheets to the wind by the end, and you were just being like, this story's so stupid and convoluted, which is fair. It's just the way it was so.
it
funny
was just
way.
the way I was
I think,
saying it. So
like,
no, I understand.
well, it was like I had to point out. I was like, no, Sunker, stop complaining for a second. You're missing Hugh Jackman's abs. Stop complaining. You're missing Hugh Jackman's abs. And then you were like, oh, that's a little better. That's a little
It's
better.
the Prince of Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why they would show boobs all the time during shows sometimes. Like, look, we know we're not really going to keep your attention, so here's tits. I mean, that's where
Yeah.
Game of Thrones came from.
Oh, dude. Well, I mean, like in every sci-fi show out there, too, it's like, okay, the storyline's kind of boring, but man, look at that second lieutenant over there in that dress or in that uniform.
Ooh.
Holy cow. Hello, Ahura. Hello. Please listen to my deep communications. But like, I mean, so yeah, I mean, that's kind of a fair point too, to a certain degree, but it's also one of those things too. It's also, nobody wants to look at a bunch of ugly people on television. If we wanted to look at a bunch of ugly people, we'd go to Walmart.
Or, like, here's
you know
the
what
thing.
I mean?
It's not ugly. It's non-charismatic. There's some actors where you're like, how in the fuck do you get laid? But but at the same time, they're extremely charismatic. There's something about them that draws people in.
Yeah.
I believe the key one I ever heard was Humphrey Bogart. I think it was his name. He Casablanca boy.
Oh yeah.
So it was very funny because they were interviewing an actress. He was in another movie with this actress and this young heartthrob, and they're like, "Oh, I bet you're like, it must be a treat working with the young heartthrob." And she's like, "Actually, Humphrey Bogart, actually the older, scruffier guy, because he had an air and gravitas about him."
Yep. Well, that's the way it works with a lot of those kind of guys. I mean, it's one of those situations where it's like you see some of those guys, you're like, how the hell did he land her? And then you start talking to him and you're like, oh, okay, he's either really funny, he's just really charismatic, he's just super confident. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different options on that. So it's kind of it's fascinating how that can work. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that you've always heard about that. It's like you'd sometimes would be surprised who the actual ladies man is in Hollywood just because you're like, really? And then you go,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
I can
So
see that after having a drink with him and talking a bit.
right. Well, that's like that was the thing. Like it didn't matter how old. Um. Oh God. Oh, Mr. Scottish.
Sean Connery,
Yeah, Sean Connery. Didn't matter how old Sean Connery
dude,
got. The
he
women
just
always. It didn't matter young, old. It did not matter. They were all over Sean Connery.
bro, he got better with age. Like younger Sean Connery is like he's okay, and then like older Sean Connery for some fucking reason, damn.
Yeah, it's especially when he like grew in the beard and he had like the whole silver fox thing going on for
Oh
him.
yeah.
So there you
Like
go.
honestly, you wouldn't think of him playing romantic lead to Catherine Zeta-Jones, but there is
God, that movie was so good.
it, it's great because there actually is a scene where he gives her fucking blue balls, and it's great because she's decked out, she's laying out on like the bed thing, pretending
Yeah.
to be asleep, and like, oh, it's so hot, I went to sleep without any clothes, and I'm just being draped by this very thin sheet. Oh, full, I'm asleep. And it's like he just
Oh.
pulls the sheet up and walks out.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, he's an absolute class act in that one too. And I'll always remember that scene too, where he's like, where they're checking her out, and the black guy is like, he's like, size 6 probably look good in a size 5. And Sean literally repeats that to her when he gives her the dress. He's like, I figured you were a size 6, but look good in a size 5. And she did look good in that dress. Holy
Mhm.
God in heaven, did she look good in that dress? Holy
Well,
cow.
you go with fit and then you
Um,
go with fit. So
oh,
when it comes to dresses, it depends on how you feel.
that's true. That's very true too. And I mean, it's Catherine Zeta-Jones. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's fit. Yeah, it's fit.
We were
Um,
spoiled. We were so spoiled. We don't have actors. Like that's actually the thing that pisses me off now. Uh is that we don't have actors of the same caliber of Catherine Zeta-Jones or any of that flock. Our current flock of actors sucks. They suck balls.
yeah, some of them really do. We're having a few up and comers come up, but yeah, there's a lot of the new crop that ain't exactly great. And then the other problem too is everybody's poster boys, or a lot of them are garbage too.
Yeah, well,
So
the good ones, the ones that should be being posters, should be getting good roles or getting really shite roles, or the movies aren't really sticking it that hard, so you can't even enjoy it. And they're not doing
right.
a lot of like low budget films anymore. So we're not even getting like dark horses and like people we would never expect to be competent actors or breakout roles. We don't have that.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things that Hollywood's finally gonna is finally having to get back to, because they've spent so much money that they're all broke. You know what I mean? And so it's one of them situations where that's what you're starting to see, that you're starting to see a little bit more of that now, but it's gonna take a while, you
Oh,
know. So
well, can people really afford to wait?
well, I mean, it's one of them situations where there's always going to be alternatives. There's always going to be other things to watch. And so it's like, I mean, it's just like everything. It's just like all the rest of the stuff that we've seen over the past few years. You're just going to see more and more studios merge as more of them continue to can't stand on their own. You know, like you've got Paramount getting acquired by Skydance right now. You know, Warner Brothers gobbled up a whole bunch of stuff. Amazon bought MGM and a whole buttload of other things. You know what I mean? Disney garbled up, Marvel and Pixar and Lucasfilm. And so like you'll see more of that, but then you'll also have places like A24 start to rise up more. and and places like that. And so it's just going to end up being a transition of power, just like any other cultural shift. It's going to end up being a transition of power.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So,
Well, because the industry will never die. It's not like movies and television shows will ever die. That I don't think is ever going to happen. They're just going to change form.
yeah, they'll change form. But here's the thing: I don't watch a lot of TV anymore because I've never felt this is the most TV I've watched. You forcing me to watch stupid shit. This is my life now, and I'm just living it. You ass.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, I love it. That is so great. I'm so glad I'm here to expand your horizons. I'm so happy about that. You have no idea.
You're not really expanding it, other than at least here. In truth, it wasn't you as Ironcaster. Ironcaster, if you're out there, you expanded my horizons.
Yeah, giggity.
Because of that Dungeons and Dragons movie, it was awesome.
That one was awesome. Did you hear that Cyberpunk's getting a sequel? Edge Runners season 2.
Sure.
It's gonna be new characters.
Sure.
That's true, Doge. Ironheart does suck. It does. It sucks bad. But we're in it. We're in it for the end. We're in it for the end, Doge. We're in it for the end. We're gonna finish it off tonight. We're done with this shit. We're finished. We're ready to get done and move on to something better.
It was really bad when he's like, actually, they went over and dropped both episodes. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? No.
Well, it's like, because I checked last week. Like, I was like, we did the bad magic episode, and then I'm like, I'm looking because I'm like, I saw all these people saying that they're getting their reviews out and stuff like that, and I'm like, I looked on it and I didn't see it. Maybe I just didn't scroll down far enough. But yeah, they're definitely all there now. So it's gonna be fun.
Well, I got my sparkling water and I got my beer. Ready to get started, sir.
There you go. What's up, Sammy Birkin? Yeah, let's go ahead and let's do that fabulous intro we've got there, boys and girls. And then we will get started with another wonderful edition of Is It Good? And tonight we are finishing off Ironheart. All praise be to the Lord in heaven for that one, boys and girls, because it has been one hell of a ride. And I do mean that quite literally, because we're going to find out all about that tonight. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, another wonderful edition of Is It Good?
Check the lights, it's showtime now. Crowd is buzzing, hear the sound. Is it gold or just a lie? Worth a watch or pass it by? Critics talking loud and clear. Do they praise or spread the fear? Film a flop, we wanna know. Cut the bull, come join the show. Is it good as nerds we say? Will it shine or fade away? Sinking ships might pull you in. Do we lose or can we win? Scenes a rolling moment by. Answers hidden in the sky. Join the crowd and take a peek. In the common view we seek. Is it good as nerds we say? Will it shine or fade away? Sinking ships might pull you in. Do we lose or can we win? Eyes on stage and hearts on sleeve. Wondering what we'll achieve. Is it worth the precious time? In the common view we'll climb. Scenes a rolling moment by. Answers hidden in the sky. Join the crowd and take a peek. In the common view we seek. Eyes on stage and hearts on sleeve, wondering what we'll achieve. Is it worth the precious time? In the common view we'll climb. Eyes on stage and hearts on sleeve, wondering what we will climb. When
How's everybody doing tonight, boys and girls? It's Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things through another common sense lens. There we go. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another wonderful edition of Is It Good? And yes, we are returning to Ironheart, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and finish off the series this evening, and it is finishing off the series. There's never going to be a season 2. Don't even think about that. That's never going to happen. Disney already spent like $350 million that they blew on this thing. So yeah, that's never going to happen again. But needless to say, I know we're a little behind, but that's okay. We didn't realize they dropped everything last week, but that's all right. We're going to go ahead and polish it off this evening and get it all finished so far. Yeah, it's been kind of wild. It's been kind of crazy. Not exactly a great show, but you know what? It's good enough to make fun of. And that is at least worth the Thursday night evening Is It Good show. Because at the end of the day, how bad could it really be? Well, pretty bad, boys and girls. The premise of this show is absolutely an abomination, but needless to say, some of the actors and actresses are really trying their hardest. It's man, the writing and the direction and everything else is just absolutely piss poor, boys and girls. So shout out to the actors and actresses doing their best with absolutely crappy writing. Speaking of crappy writing, Sunker Maiden, how the hell are you, and why is your camera off?
Hi, I got something. I wanted to see your reaction. It's probably over. This is me overblowing it, but
She got a toy. She got a new toy, boys and girls. Whoa, that's cool. Is that a, that is a dragon in the background?
Yes.
That's cool. Did the Japanese even have horses? That is cool.
Yes. What? Have you not heard of the Mongolians, you stupid fuck?
Those were Chinese. I was talking about Japanese.
It's not that far away.
It's an island. Different place, different continent.
The British don't have horses, right? They're on an island.
That's right. They don't. That's cool, though. No, I like that a lot. That's dope. Got the dragon up there in the background. I love that. That's cool.
So yeah, really I got that from the shop, and I have to go over and just reposition the camera just so it's not like I'm just staring at a massive horse cock. In the meantime,
which wouldn't be the first time.
Well, you know.
These things happen.
But yeah, I got this at the junk shop and I wanted to show it off. So yeah,
it looks really cool. I like it. No, that's nice. Good find. Good find. So how you been? How the hell are things going? You excited are you excited to finally finish off Ironheart tonight? How's everything going?
Kind of a yes and a no. I actually up close with Sucker. Shut up. I'm sad to see it go. This is my favorite popcorn retardation. It's funny because it actually does. This stupid show does have some good points, but it's in and of itself so retarded that you just don't care. I feel bad that they made Homeboy a bad guy, even though he's actually the most sympathetic character. He helps out Riri, gets thrown in jail, gets busted out of jail, and now has a drill in his skull via tranny. He's not having a good time. I actually want to see what happens with him, and I hope he makes it. I mean, they sang Alanis Morissette together. You think she'd have his back?
Right? You'd think so at that point. But obviously, and that's one of the other problems, too, that we've talked about throughout the entire show. Riri herself is just a very unlikable character, right? They want you to be sympathetic, but she's selfish. She's only looking out for herself. She's only trying to go after her own gains. She's not interested in helping anybody else. You know, she'll do whatever it takes to get what she wants. And then she gets caught up in the whole thief life and all the money and all of that kind of stuff. And now we see all of that started to backfire on her. And, of course, you're getting your just desserts. That's what you get. You dance with the devil, you're going to get burned. And boy, oh, we're going to see some of that. But that's the thing is they try to make her sympathetic, but she just comes off as insufferable because you can't root for her. She's constantly just screwing other people over and treating everybody like crap.
Like, I wish she went over and saved Homeboy on her own. Like, that would have been cool. And then, given that he had nothing else to do, he's like, I gotta start making money. I need to get out of this, out of here. And then him getting introduced to, like, the fucking evil psycho boys. And that might have put her in a better light, even though it would have hurt his story. So, it is what it is. I'm happy that I get to still make fun of Riri for now. And I get to also make fun of the villain who has a weaker six-pack than Riri. I remember I was like, pause it right there. You get to see Riri's six-pack and fucking girl, like, I make fun of you, but holy shit, you are so fucking fit. Like, she went out of her way to be extremely fit. And she was just miscast for the role. She's not good for this role, or they didn't want to highlight her her attributes. They didn't want to highlight the actress. They just kept fucking hiding her in baggy ass shit.
Yeah, they did that a lot in the first couple episodes. It was really, really bad in the first couple episodes.
And I'm like, how old is she supposed to be? Because I was getting more and more confused because she's dressing like a 19, 16, 17-year-old, which makes it weird. I don't know how old Riri is supposed to be.
20, because she went to MIT at 16, and she's already been at MIT for 4 years, and then they kicked her out, so she's 20.
She acts like me at 20, so extremely mature and selfish. Like me at that's 30. That's her character in a nutshell.
Yeah, some things haven't changed with Sunker. And nothing's changed with Riri. Her character hasn't evolved at all during the series either. So
you think she'd be like, man, well, the only thing she'll evolve maybe is like, crime is bad, and maybe I shouldn't do crime anymore. Well, maybe just this one. Stark Industries break-in. Let's go.
Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous how all of that's gone down. It's just like, and then the worst part about it is it's such stereotypicalness, right? Like it's like you can tell this was written by a bunch of white people, right? From
hello, black people.
It's like, oh, this is what God forbid, like we talked about it in the very beginning. It's like, why doesn't she sell those inventions and make the extra money she need instead of actually patent marketing them and taking them to market? Yeah, patent it, take it to market instead of selling it off as somebody else's project. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so instead of carrying on with that and turning some of that stuff into something, maybe get a part-time job so you get a little extra money together and, maybe patent and produce some of those things you did. Working hard, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. No, instead they take the black main character, they immediately turn her to a life of crime. Okay. It's not like it was hard. It wasn't like it was hard to get her into it. It's not like they had to drag. It's not like they just threatened her mom or something. Yeah, it's like it would have made sense if they would have had her mom kidnapped or something like that, But no, it was hey, come for a job interview. It's like
that was what she could stand. It's like, I can't take a tiny window office building. Like, bitch, you will most likely end up working for Tony Stark if you're this fucking smart. So just stop being a bitch, and you'll probably be given the top of the line shit. You'll probably get to be on the fucking Avengers spaceship.
Yeah, especially after her experience with Wakanda and everything else. Like I said, the whole premise behind this show is just stupid. It really is. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's sad to say, because like I said, it's like this whole idea for the character itself came from a bad place, from the Marvel Now initiative, where they were trying to force change unnaturally, and of course it got rejected by the fans, and all of the Marvel Now initiative stuff failed miserably. And somehow Kevin Feige either thought it was a great idea, or somebody convinced him it was a great idea to spend $350 million trying to produce a television show based on this horribly failed, miserable character. And so it's one of those things. It's like you still could have made even with a bad premise and a bad character, you still could have made the show enjoyable, and we could still come away going, we hate the character of Ironheart because they exist for all of their own reasons. And the show could have still been halfway decent, but we don't even have that.
Or what you could have done is actually evolve the character and make her likable. You can start off with a shit character and be given shit, and then, while keeping certain elements the same, transform the character and make them more likable and create actual demand for the character. Right now, the only demand I want from this show is more of the white guy and her ghost AI friend.
I love Natalie. Natalie's the
She's
best. Dude. Natalie smacks her around so much, like left and right all the time. It's like every time Natalie comes on here, it's like, yeah, Riri's about to get it. Yeah.
Like, I will say, like, the only part that I actually felt sorry for, I know a lot of people were trying to pull in the allegory, the I can't breathe George Floyd stuff. I actually don't think that's true. I honestly think that she was having a panic attack, and when you have a panic attack, you can't breathe. So she just happened to be black and say it rather than it being something of that memory.
Yeah, I think you're really having to reach on that one, because anybody that's been around anybody that's had a panic attack, or anybody that's had a panic attack, knows that's one of the first things. Like, can't breathe. Yeah, that's how they feel. You know, they feel like they can't breathe, even though obviously they're breathing because they're talking. But yeah,
that's why you give them a paper bag. If you remember that old cure-all. The other thing I actually did like, even though the setup was stupid, was her sleeping in her suit, because she was just scared. Even though the tech and, like, why doesn't she just bubble herself? It'll be fine. But I did like that a little bit, because I do believe I have seen that in other shows before, because if you're feeling scared and vulnerable and you don't know if something's going to get you, of course you would sleep in your very uncomfortable suit. It's safer than getting a cap in the crowd.
I mean, James Bond always sleeps with a gun under his pillow. So, it's like, I get it. Trust me. I get it. I went through some night terrors one time. Many years back, where I was literally sleeping with my pistol in my pillow because it was freaking me out so bad. I was just like, nope.
Well,
nope. So that stuff's crazy.
I say that, but there was a time I was sleeping with a hammer in my bed. So
yeah, see, so you ain't got no room to judge. We've all been there at one point or another. So yeah.
Well, I figured it's better than a knife. I won't accidentally stab myself.
That is true. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to roll over on like the little hooks on the backside and like stick yourself in the eye or something like that. But even then, that's not gonna do much, other than you're going to freak out and wake up before it does any real damage. So, yeah. Oh my God, that is great. That is great.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the tangents we get off as nerds, but go ahead.
No, it's just like, again, I see there was potential. But you know what? It's just stupid, and I'm just gonna. I think I'll just walk away happy from this, like Disbrew did from Robin of the Hood. It's just like you're just kind of. Yes, it is shite. Yes, it is garbage. Yes, everyone's a piece of shit, and you're rooting for the bad guy. But damn it all, it was kind of funny to watch.
Well, it's like why do you watch the car accident? Well, you just can't kind of turn your eyes away from it sometimes. It's like, why do people like watching buildings burn down? Because it's fascinating. You know what I mean? It's like we're fascinated by disasters, and this is definitely a disastrous dumpster fire. So we're fascinated by it. And the best part is, if you can do it with friends and laugh at it and make a good time out of it, it's not so bad, right? If you were some reviewer having to sit there all by yourself and watch this being miserable and like taking notes and stuff, like, I understand why everybody screams, gets angry, and gets mad in the reviews of having to watch. I get it. If I had to do that, I'd be the same way. But no, instead, I enlisted my dumb friend who decided to be dumb enough to come hang out with me and watch this shit.
You fucking guilt me. It's just like, come on. I have to get a tire in. Sucker, I need you. It's just like, fuck. Fine.
Speaking of that, by the way, boys and girls, we've got Comic-Con this weekend. Corpus Christi Comic-Con starts tomorrow. Shout out to everybody out there in the wonderful chat making this channel possible, because we got us press passes. So we got to pay for one of the children. And then obviously just, spending money for the con as far as food and snacks and toys and stuff like that for the kids. So direct donations will be very much appreciated. You'll see the banner jump up every once in a while throughout the stream, wherever you are hanging out at for all of that kind of fun stuff. So definitely come and consider that. Direct donations are the best way to support the channel. And obviously, since we're going to con this weekend, if you want to help us buy stuff at con this weekend, direct donations are the only way it's going to get to us in time. So we certainly appreciate that. That will be pinned in the chat over on Rumble and anywhere else you can see it. And then obviously it'll jump over there at the banner and the ticker every once in a while as well. But it's really easy. It's just streamlabs.com/thecommon gamer1791. So not too hard, not too hard at all to find. Hey, giggity.
80085.
Sunker's just gonna screw it all up. Thanks. Wow.
Sorry.
Don't believe anything. Don't believe anything that comes out of this vile witch's mouth. Don't believe anything that comes out of this vile witch's mouth.
There's a
but speaking
reason
about
why the ship sunk.
That's right. That's why it's sunk ship, because her ship has sunk. That is an absolute fact. Oh, holy cow. All right, boys and girls, we're going to say hi to all of you fabulous folks out there in the chat. But as always, a friendly reminder to anybody that might be hanging out on YouTube or catching us on the replay, please join us over at the Common Nerd over on Rumble, Pilled, and or Kick if you'd like to join us for the full show. Like to catch us for that, we'll probably drop a link down there in the chat. Even if you don't want to like sign up for an account or anything like that over on Rumble or any of the rest of the places we go, you can still just click the link and it'll open up in your browser. You can just sit there and watch and have a good time. But if you want to participate in the chat and stuff like that, you'll have to sign up for an account. But it's worth it. Rumble doesn't have all the crazy bots that YouTube does, so you don't have to worry about all of the kind of nonsense. Yeah, you don't have to worry about all the kind of nonsense.
We got hit on Doctor Who, even though we were pausing it and we were talking it. You just went a little bit too long on YouTube, and then it yelled at you.
Yeah, it's one of those things. That's how it ends up going. So, but we are going to say hi to all of you fabulous folks out there in the chat before we swap over, because we definitely don't want to miss any of y'all out there. But that's just your friendly early warning before we give you your final warning. But we will give you a little bit of a preview, a little bit of a tease of the beginning of the episode. We'll pause it and all that kind of stuff, because Disney's a little easier with some of their copyright claim than some of like the BBC and a few others are. But we'll try to play along with all the rules over on YouTube and make sure you guys get to catch all this. But please check out the link in the chat down below, or join us, or if you're catching this on the replay, find us over on Rumble at the Common Nerd, and you'll get to watch our full watch along and replay, because this does fall under fair use. This is completely, we're pausing it, we're reviewing it, we're doing all those kind of fun things. So it's just, Rumble, YouTube's bots can't tell the difference. And that's because a lot of people abuse the system. So that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. All right, let's say hi to all of you fabulous folks out there in the chat. Let me scroll on up here real quick. There we go. One of these days I'll remind myself to order a new mouse. We got to get past con first. Spartacus!
Hi.
Evening, easing, Spartacus. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you made it in, buddy. Always good to see you. Kyo Saber says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Kyo Saber. Glad you made it in as well, my friend. Glad you made it in
this time.
Say what? Yeah, he is. He's on time. Look at that. He made it. He made it and everything. That's awesome. There we go. And you're right, Doge. We talked about this earlier, but yes, Ironheart sucks. Absolutely, buddy. Sammy Birkin. What's up, Sammy? Good to see you. Love seeing new faces in the chat. Make sure you smash that like and follow button and subscribe if you haven't already, boys and girls. And yes, we did shout out to Mike Has Bad Knees. He came in with a direct donation of 50 on Tuesday, and we were able to go to Sally's and get all the stuff to dye Mrs. Common Nerd's hair. So maybe if somebody sends a big enough donation, I'll con her into coming out here and showing off the lovely red hair that I dyed her hair this evening before you guys see it this weekend at con. So I don't know what we'd have to charge that. 50, 100, I don't know, something like that. We'll have to see. We'll see, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with all of that. But good to see you, Sammy. Glad you made it in. Spartacus says that I'm working on a special project for Jesse and Sunk. Yes, he is. Yes,
what is he doing?
Yeah, you'll find out. You'll find out. You're gonna love it though. You're gonna actually love it for once.
You say that, but that's how I ended up here.
No, I actually
watching Ironheart.
I actually mean it. You actually are gonna like this. You actually are. Dragon Noodle, what's up, buddy? I see you, Dragon Noodle, over on the kick side. Good to see you, buddy. Glad you made it in. Because I was about to say something bad, but it's too early in the stream. What was the thing that Witch was making? She was putting me in a video or something. That thing. That's
I'm working. I ran out of credits again. I get really stuck. I'm like, I want this thing to happen, and it keeps fucking it up. The fucking AI, and I'm trying to be good with my money, and I'm trying to give Nerd a thing, and I'm getting into that weird perfectionist thing where I'm like, well, it's not just quite right when I should just make some shit.
That's actually what it comes down to, and that's always Sunker's problem. Is she's too anal retentive about that kind of stuff. Very nice picture. That's right. Variation. What will be? What's up, buddy? This is Up Close with Sunker. That's right. Up Close with Sunker. Giggity, giggity, giggity. There you go. Good to see you. What will be? Glad you made it in, buddy. Sammy barking. Where we go. This is 2 different languages, right? Oh, shit. Devastator 5319 says, howdy, everyone. Howdy, Devastator. Good to see you. Good to see you. Stay on target. This is a happy Thursday, everyone. Stay on target. And Devastator. Yeah, Devastator, another one of our fine channel subscribers are on Rumble. Forgot to mention that as well, which you can also become a Rumble or a member on any of our platforms for $5 or less a month, boys and girls, getting us closer and closer to that 100 members we need to keep the lights on around here indefinitely. So please consider checking that out. It's just $5 a month. It's like less than a cup of coffee and a candy bar. Like, come on. Oh, there we go. That sounds very much like her culture where they use each other and give nothing in return. Oh, that's horrible. He said it. I didn't say that. He said it. I didn't say that.
Well, it's a Californian mentality.
That's right. It is definitely a Los Angeles, California, Detroit mentality.
Dude, like California, it's so fucked up where they actually do treat people more like shit because they're like, well, you're on government subsidies and stuff, you'll be fine. I could be an ass to you because I pay more taxes. So there, just like that makes no fucking sense.
There was a fucking horror story I heard. There was a guy that grew up in Seattle, and he grew up. He was like 2nd or 3rd generation government assistance, and he was all his siblings are on government assistance now too, but he's the only one that like he started his own business, got all that kind of stuff.
Got out of it.
He said he got out of it. He said, but he says he remembers being a kid where his mom had to like hide his dad's work clothes at like the bottom of the dirty laundry bin when the social worker lady came over to look at everything because she couldn't have a man living in the house or they'd lose their benefits. And yeah, the whole system was built to keep you on the tit. Well, It still is. The system still is built to keep you on the tit. It's really fucked up. Like we were doing something. We were having to figure out some stuff the other day, and even with the discount we get on daycare because we got 6 kids and we're poor. I'm a working poor YouTuber. Even then, it's like it still ends up being like almost $400 a month. $350, almost $400 a month, and it's like by the end of it, after all that's gone, like there's like nothing left in her check. That's why it's like I appreciate all of you guys so much with like direct donations, especially around the first of the month and stuff. Because there's a lot of times where, you got to cover it all. And that system's built like that. It's just enough to make you comfortable, but not enough to be able to help you get ahead. It's so messed up.
They should really, stupid government tangent. I know that's what you came here for in Ironheart.
Government tangent.
It's just, to go over and make it less stark, just start do a tiered system. Don't make it so stark, all or nothing. Just do a tiered system. So people can taper off and then become more productive. You gain nothing by keeping people unproductive. You just go over and you just burn money.
Yeah, it's the old Benjamin Franklin saying. It's like, how do you get people out of poverty? Make them uncomfortable in it. Because then you have something to fight for. Then when you're hungry, you're willing to work. You know what I mean? But if your belly's full and you ain't got to do nothing for it, well, why are you going to get up and bother? So Melissa's sister just make her pay rent once and she'd be forever grateful to MIT for all the free housing, right? No shit. Sammy's like, that's actually the reason why I didn't watch the show. The sister starts stealing. I know, dude. It's so stereotypical.
Oh,
This is what white liberals think of freaking people in the hood, dude. Like, it's so pathetic, man.
It's so bad, pathetic. Too. And if her circumstances were different, like maybe, but she actually had more privilege than everyone else. Also, it didn't make sense given they were like, this is Chicago. It's just like, that's not Chicago. This is the nicest Chicago in the world.
Right, absolutely. Night Doge, glad you made it in, buddy.
Night Doge.
Oh, that is great.
Oh, one thing I did semi-like. It was a semi-like, semi-hate of the the witch shit, where I kind of liked it.
Oh, yeah. You kind of said like it kind of gave you like a practical magic kind of feel or something like that.
Yeah, dude, this store looks exactly like Practical Magic, the movie. Just like, oh, I'm just teleported back there. If only, that fucking shirt wasn't there reminding me that you were gay as fuck.
Yep, that's so true. So Dragon Noodle says, all right, so what happened the last time in this crappy Vulture show? Oh, that's right. Dragon Noodle wasn't here last week. Sunker, give him a real
Okay.
quick recap if you can. You're
From what
good.
I
You're better at that than I am.
remember, Riri started breaking more. Riri had killed the guy's brother time before last, so brother's losing his shit. They do awake, and they're all talking about it, and then evil Mephisto possessed boy is starting to notice. It's like, you're acting weird. Did you know something about my brother? But he doesn't bring it up yet. Other shit happens. Cool techie guy, arms dealer guy gets arrested and gets thrown in jail. Riri takes the cloak to her mom, who knows a patchouli lady, so they go to the basically what reminds me of like a white girl Bed Bath and Beyond, except it's witches. Um, and
It's witches. I love that.
and so they go over
Oh,
and they examine it, and then they're like, "Oh, this is actually kind of weird and fucking scary," and GTFO, and so they leave. Neri's getting more paranoid that people are going to go over and attack her, like her whole gang is going to attack her. So she gives both her mom and love interest question mark
I guess it's Natalie's brother.
Matt's brother.
They've gone out
I
on dates. Yeah.
which if you
Which
count
they have
that.
like no chemistry.
No, it's so weird. I'm like, please don't be a love interest. This is weird, and it's literally you're like her. You're coming off some uncle brother vibes. That ain't happening. Especially with your stupid ass beanie. Um,
Yeah.
he goes. They go over, and she gives them little watches that we learn later on are like fucking security belt watches that
Yeah. Bubbles,
bubbles
security
them.
bubbles.
And if they hear a loud noise like gunfire. So mom finds this out. Riri is getting more and more panicked, and so she starts sleeping in the suit. And for some reason, she goes out flying, and she starts having a panic attack in the suit, and needs to drop off the suit. Drops her off somewhere, leaves, gets the brother, drops him off, and then reveals like, I'm an AI
Natalie.
ghost thing. And he's just like, you fucking bastardized my sister's memory, you piece of shit. Take your fucking gay ass watch. I'm gonna go get kidnapped later. Bye. And
Yeah.
so all that happened. Meanwhile, Evil Team gets Techie guy because they want to replace Riri. So that's kind of saying that they're going to kill Riri now because they most likely killed Rampage. Techie guy agreed to all this, got his head shaved, and the last thing I believe we saw of him was the tranny was going over and shoving a drill in his skull. I would not trust them. I would not trust any of them with a drill, let alone the tranny with those fucking nails.
No.
Um,
Yeah.
and I can't remember the end. I just remember I had a good time making fun of it.
There you go. Hey, yeah, less bots. I see spamming the comments and videos I flagged. There you go. What will be Jimbo? Another one of our fine channel subscribers over there on Rumble says, "Yeah, fuck AI. Good to see you, Jimbo. Don't be. I'm so good to see your face again, buddy. I miss you. I miss you. That's right. Learn
Thank you.
Blender. Serenity says, what will be.
Learn Blender. I already know Blender. I made it in a project once when I was doing my computer science architecture class. We all had to make a video game, and I made a video game, and I had to make my own Blender assets, and everyone was very, very impressed with what I made. Even though it was super hackney, I managed to go over and get by on style points.
There you go. And yeah, that's absolutely the truth. What will be. Yeah, folks say fatherlessness is in state made because of that rule. Yep. Get the fathers out of the home so that way the government can become the parent. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Riri is an accessory to multiple murders at this point. That is true as well. That is true as well. Hey, there's Jim Bone. There you go. Here for the spammers. There you go. There will be spammers, Jim Bone. There you go. Oh, where is this video game?
It was okay. It was a part of my computer, and this is back when I had another computer before it blew up. I won't be held responsible for why it blew up, but I had a computer that it blew up. Unless that hard drive can be salvaged, which I don't think it can, the game is gone forever. But I made it very pretty. It was a thing with tentacles, not in the way you would think. No,
$50 direct
no,
donation for the tentacle video. Sunker won't do it for 25.
no,
It's got to be 50 for the tentacle. We are fundraising for Comic Con after all.
no.
Think of the children. Think of the children.
The game, you had to incorporate a lot of elements, and I was trying to do kind of like a survival game. So you would have your little avatar, and they would float around, pick up balls, and there would be like these tentacles that were following you around, and that's what I made. They would yeah, well, they moved like this. I mean, I had limited skills. Shut the fuck up! Stop it! But it was a limited loop animation, you bastard. So I made a female model and a male model depending on what you wanted to play, and they would move around, and you had to have a light on and off. You had to be able to turn the lights on and off. So I incorporated that into the game where the if you turn the lights off, you could see which balls were actually collectible. So and then you would have to go over and have to try by ear to listen to the evil tentacle things because they would also be making noise. So that was the game. It wasn't that good, but it worked.
Jim Bone says, "Send it to me, and I'll get you I'll get the data for you."
Well, you'll get my porn too and my bank history. It's my hard drive.
I don't think you got to worry about Jim Bone looking at your bank history. Probably your porn though. That I would be worried about. That I would definitely be worried about. That one I would definitely.
Stop looking at my purely Christian missionary porn. No.
Oh, that one's 50. Oh man, I forgot the Sunker. I forgot that one was a whole minute long. I should have charged 100, but that's okay. Dragon Noodle for 50 over on the direct donation side. I think I know exactly what he wants, and he didn't even say anything.
You gotta make those shorter. Like, cut it off at the half point.
All right. Well, because it just repeats itself anyway, because that's what Grant did. He just did it for the music, and the music was a minute long. So, okay. So for 50, for Sunker's sake, we'll cut it off at the 30-second mark. But boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Dragon Noodle, because here's Sunker with an octopus. And you know what? She was the one that brought up the tentacles. So.
Under the waves where the sunlight shines, an octopus man winks with one big eye. He's got 8 arms, but he's shy.
It was so disturbing.
To find who I am. Sunker kisses on an ocean floor. Tentacles wrapped and I'm wanting more. Love's a current, mysterious.
Instead of the crying game, it's the tentacle blade.
Oh, how uncomfortable can you make Sunker tonight, ladies and gentlemen? How uncomfortable can you make Sunker tonight? Just remember, Sunker, it's for a good cause.
It says something that the making out with a lizard, that doesn't make me nearly as uncomfortable as the fucking octopus one. It's just like, I think it's that she starts wearing pearl necklaces and gets really into it. It's just like, oh no, we're crossing the line.
Dude, and that song is just so catchy and poppy too. Grant just crushed it with that thing. Oh god, it's catchy. It makes you want to dance, and then you realize you're watching Sunker make out with the tentacles. Yeah, you say all of a sudden you watch Sunker making out with octopuses. You're like, this is weird. Oh, what is this weird boner? I know.
My dick is so confused.
Exactly. Oh my god. Oh, Sunker likes collecting balls. That's right, Jim Bone. Holy god! All right, Dragon.
Make a sphere and blender. I'm just saying.
Dragon Noodle says the best part is just how uncomfortable you get.
It's so like, I think the only one where I'm less the least disturbing one is the one it looks more humanoid, and it's like someone wearing a squid thing or like a squid hat, and I'm like, well, it kind of looks like lesbians. Well, that's more acceptable. than
Oh, that is
the
good.
fucking huge eyebrow one, where it's just like, what the fuck is this shit? Stop it.
Holy shit. Oh, all right. So we started the goal out there on Tuesday just to see if we could hit it or not. But we've got a $500 goal for Comic Con between today and tomorrow. That's $50 towards that. So we're now at $450. So I appreciate you very much, Dragon Noodle, since I think I
Thank
know
you,
what was on
Dragon
which's
Noodle.
hard drive. I bet you do. Mike contained traces of seafood. Glad you made it in, buddy. Says, I joined the stream and this is the first thing I see. Why, yes. Yes,
Well,
it is seafood.
According to your name, you should understand this more than most.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. Oh, Mr. Grant was involved. You kids should know better than that. I know, right? I know. Never challenge Grant to a duel with an AI and something you want Sunker to make out with as far as a monster. He'll do it for $100. Oh my God. Jesse wants to play with Mr. Terrific's balls. No, his T-spheres. His T-spheres. My God, Spartacus, you always got to make this weird. You always got to make this weird. All right. Speaking of weird, boys and girls, let's get to it because why not? Why not? We're here. We're going to get used to it. We've already started off the night hilariously well. Holy cow. It's a beautiful day in paradise. It's a beautiful day in paradise.
Jesus Christ.
Beautiful. Seafoods is not touching that. Ah! Oh, that is great. All right, boys and girls, we'll give you a little teaser for what do we got? I don't even know what this episode is now. This is Karma's a glitch. Karma's a glitch on this one. Karma is
fuck you. That actually is a little bit clever.
Right, just a little bit. That's a little bit clever.
If this show actually. Oh yeah, you're also muted.
I'll say. Oh no, the show is muted. I am not muted. The show is muted.
I do like this. The homeboy doesn't actually have much of a personality other than I'm counterculture and I try to keep it real, like what the kids are at.
Holmes.
Holmes.
What's up, black people? I was so dumb. What's up, black people?
Dude, they wanted to say the N-word.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jim Bone. Appreciate you, buddy. Did you send me, Jim Bone? Did you send me something on Cash App? He said check his phone. He must have sent me something on Cash App. Jim Bone, you're a legend.
He just sends you a middle finger.
Oh, no, he sent me $10. Appreciate that, Jim Bone.
Thank you, Jim Bone.
Jim Bone over on the Cash App side for $10. Says for something that tickles your cockles at Comic-Con. Thank you, Jim Bone. Appreciate that, brother. That is great. Something that tickles my cockles. That is awesome.
I like what will be. I was never cool, but that guy is straight up lame. Like he's like a cardboard cutout. He has less personality than Luke Cage. Netflix Luke Cage.
Yeah, and like Luke Cage in like the second half of the first season, not like Luke Cage and Jessica Jones or any of the rest of that. Yeah, like yeah.
Kind of like what happens when Netflix has a problem, or at least Marvel kind of has a problem sometimes, where they make really cool characters on the side, but when they focus in on those characters, they make them kind of lame. Just a little bit lame. It was almost better that we didn't know about them. Thus, they would have still been cool.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Still stood up for his sister and didn't fall in love with the bot. There you go. What will be? That's a good point. So yeah, we don't really need to watch the recap because Sunker did a pretty good job of rehashing all of that. Here's the stuff with the stuff inside the shop. Yeah, the Bed Bath & Beyond magic shop. So yeah. And then there's Homeboy finding out that we're gonna kill some motherfuckers, the fancy mansion.
Oh yeah, they were stealing from mansions beforehand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she did visit him in prison. She didn't break him out though.
No, and he basically told her to screw off. Yeah. He's like, it's your fault that I'm in here. He's like, guard, I'm ready to go. Yeah.
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 And that's actually should have been her call to action to get him out. But no, she was just a selfish bitch.
Yep. All right, I do like how it sounded. Oh, wait. I do not like it. Karma's a glitch. Makes it sound like you are not supposed to get repercussions for your actions. However, I do like how it sounds like you can bypass the laws of nature just to get you. One person's opinions I want to get on this is Afro-delicious. I guess I want to hear Epic Mike's opinion. There you go. Oh, Epic Mike, I'm sure had a field day with this.
We needed
Does
to
Magic-
have a black person here for the full perspective.
We really do. Oh man, I need to rewatch Epic Mike. I haven't talked
Get
to him in a while.
Caleb. Call Caleb up. See what Liz likes to
There you go. What the fuck's Kale? Yeah, what the fuck is he his ass up to? I hadn't seen him in a minute. Does Magic Shop Girl wear glasses or a full face grinding mask? Just neither. None of the above. No,
she wears
doesn't do that. It's
glasses. No,
magic.
she does wear glasses.
She does wear-
was wearing a mask because I believe they're doing weirdo magic bullshit.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. All right, here we go. Marvel intro.
Television.
My daughter's getting her hair colored pink right now. We did the wife's hair red earlier, and we bought some pink dye from Walmart. Yeah, so she just came out here to show me she's in her cap right now, has her hair's on, the color's on.
I've never
All
dyed
kinds
my hair before.
No, I have.
Gay.
I did blue black. I mean, it was the '90s. Everybody had blonde highlights. in the
That is
90s.
true.
Okay, let's shut this up for the one time. Gotta get it for the gram. Alright, so
Get it for the gram. Is she listening on a drug deal? What is going on here? Now, once again, they're gonna. I guarantee you, she's. I think we already saw it. She's like kicking her legs. This is gonna be trying to reminiscent of the whole Tony Stark in the donut kind of situation. They're gonna like. That's the other problem with this show too. Is it's literally just been a cut and paste of stuff we've seen before. Like a lot of the scenes, a lot of the cool little fun things. It's like we literally already saw that with Tony Stark.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
I like Tony Stark was great because he was highly technical and stuff, but he was still very down to earth in certain ways. Where it's just like, oh, shawarma. I've never heard of that before. We should go get that after we're
try
done
that.
here. Let's go to the
No idea what it
shawarma
is.
shop.
Yeah, let's try it. No idea what it is. But let's try it.
just to let you know, your girl finna be bigger than Johns.
Right.
Bigger than Gates.
Right.
Bigger than Pym.
Right.
Bigger than Stark.
Yeah.
Combined.
Oh, she's
Oh,
rewatching
that's
the
the-
memory.
Yeah, she's replaying that. I was about to say, yeah, okay, that's what that is. Marvelous scene on TV.
Okay. One question though. How you gonna do that from Chicago? Don't you have to go to the Bay or Seattle or someplace like that?
Nah, I do not.
No, you
Okay,
have to be
so
like
how
a really shitty YouTuber. You have to move to Los Angeles and, leave the really easy income area you are at to go to a highly competitive income place that's less successful. That makes sense.
Exactly. Tony Stark built his fame in a cave with scraps in his brain. That's right. That's right. Shout out to Obadiah. Shout out to
Oh,
Obadiah.
yeah.
Obadiah would have put this chick in her place.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Sammy Bear King. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Appreciate that, buddy. Appreciate that. Yeah, you have to be Markiplier. There you go.
Flock to Chicago just to work with your girl because I ain't never leaving this city. Exactly. Not never. Period. Period.
Okay, what about you? What do you want more than anything?
We went over and learned about black people via Fox News' Diamond and Silk.
Oh, God, I know, right?
A knife with thorn in his hammer.
Alright, see, now we gotta cut the video off.
Okay, let me start over. No,
I laughed out loud at that the first time.
It's weird because I don't know how old they're supposed to be. So it's just like, yes, girls
It's a-
would say that, but at the same
It's
time,
teenage girls are just as bad as teenage guys when it comes to that
I
shit. Get
know.
over yourself.
Kinda. Some of them are, some of them are. I was a good girl.
Alright.
it's just.
And then
I
I
just wanna
turned
be
into a goth in my 30s.
Yeah, no shit. And so, yeah, and it's never been the same since.
If you kill your AI best friend, I'm going to stab you, Riri.
Hey, that's a great spot. That's a great freeze frame right there. I think we'll stop it
Perfect.
right there. We'll stop it right there
Dude.
for all the folks over on YouTube. Go ahead, Sunker.
I'm gonna get so fucking mad if she gets rid of her AI best friend. I'm gonna get so fucking mad.
Yeah. Yep. I
Oh
know.
yeah,
It's gonna be crappy.
May constrain traces. I'm like, I just got to my mid-30s. I'm an old lady.
Yeah, she's an old hag, dude. She's old age, over
Yeah.
the maid, all that kind of fun stuff.
NTA carton.
Hey, what's up, Dead Punk Gage? Wait, you're not a god? Like a social media.
Well, it's kind of like, you know those nerdy kids, but they never got to dress up like goths because they didn't have the money and their parents wouldn't let them. So now I have money because I have a job. Now I
Now
get
she
to
can.
be a goth, and now I'm like, well, I'm just reliving high school days. I'll grow out of this shit in another year or two, and then I can dress up like normal, like my
There
weeaboo
you go.
self.
There you go. That's right, Dragon Noodle. I mean, American Pie is all about high schoolers trying to hook up. Yeah, exactly. There you go. I had Sunk as being about 29 plus. Well, there you go. I always figured mid 20s, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Dead Punk Gage refuses to believe it. Well, there you go, Gage. That's okay. Well, join us over on Rumble and you can keep arguing with her about it.
I'm an old lady. I'm very I just have a young face, given that I didn't do much. I never went out much, and I didn't do any heavy drinking until I started streaming. Well, I was heavy drinking a little bit, but there's a
I was
lot of
about to
reasons
say,
for that.
yeah. You were heavy drinking before that.
A little bit. It got more and more and more, so that aged me up a bit. But word to the young: if you don't drink a lot and you don't go out into the sun, you look really, really fucking young.
Yeah, and don't do drugs. Drugs are bad too. Drugs are bad. Too. Drugs are bad. So, all right, Sunker, tell everybody we're on YouTube. Bye.
Goodbye, YouTube.
Bye, guys. We'll see you later. All right. Back to the show. Shadow 199, another one of our fine channel subscribers over on Rumble. Good to see you, buddy. Glad you made it in. Glad you made it in.
The hell?
Get me out! Let me out!
I got the suit, and I'm headed to you guys now.